Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to From 1 to 10. Today it's getting more interesting to Tier 5. So, let's go straight ahead to my personal mentionings on stuff that happened to me on Tier 5. Stuff I liked, stuff I didn't like, which was actually let's start with the Chinese version of the Soviet T-34. Which is basically the same, just with a smaller gun, but this actually was horrible for me to play until I punched a lot of money into it, put some camo on it, trained the crew, and then just ran around with the fast shooting gun that shoots like every 1.5 seconds, something like that, maybe every 2, and I just kicked butt with it, even if the armor isn't that good. Short version, I just had fun in that tank after I spent a lot of money on it, but everyone has a different opinion on that. It's a fairly standard tank in my eyes. There is better stuff to play on Tier 5. The ELCMX is probably not one of them, at least not for me. The gun is good and it has a very, very low profile. You all know that thing zipping around on the battlefield, dealing huge amount of damage and sometimes just exploding from one hit. I just liked it for its mobility, but in the end I was happy to get rid of it. Maybe the higher tier ones will be better. The Churchill was one of those cases where you just start, you have no luck whatsoever, it is slow, it deals no damage and it just explodes every time. But once you reach its completion, have the best gun, a 100% crew and all the modules, it became a fairly good tank with a very accurate gun, if I remember it correctly. I had fun playing it, but I still sold it first occasion I got. So, I'm still pondering if I should buy the next Churchill or not, but we will see about that. AT-2. That's where the British tank destroyer line ended for me, because I thought, wow, 200mm front armor and 100 on each side, that must be very good. But it turns out this is just too slow for me and the gun is just not good enough for my playstyle, it seems. I didn't have that much fun with it, sadly. The Crusader, it has been years since I played that. I just want to mention that looks cool, and that's basically everything I thought in it. And it's fast. You have to mention the KV-1S on Tier 5, since it was so good in the past when it was still Tier 6. We will come to that when we talk about the KV-85 on Tier 6. By now, I prefer the 1S as alternative. Yeah, so that's what I actually play at the moment when I want to gain experience on Tier 5. My little toaster. That is still far from reaching the next gun. One thing to mention here, besides it having no armor whatsoever, but being very mobile again, is that you have a Tier 6 gun, a Tier 7 gun, and a Tier 8 gun. So you don't even need to start with a lousy Tier 4 or 5 gun like you have to do on some other tanks. Panzer IV, yeah, I have that for the job by now, and I basically bought it back in the days for historic battles. Haven't used it much ever since. I still miss the old days of that having the Schmalturm on it and having the huge gun, but I will admit it was a bit overpowered. The Stuck 3 Ausführung G. Yeah, basically same reason. Bought it for historical battles, play it on the rare occasion, but basically when you want to play something on Tier 5 and you are me, then you choose the KV-1 because you can just drive around, and if you get into an even tier match you are the king of the hill, basically like we are now. Let's see if that works out. Sadly, if you end up in a Tier 7 match, you will have a bit of a harder time, although you can still do damage, and that's not something you can say about every Tier 5 tank. So here we are on Prokhorovka. At least I think so. Oh, it's fiery salient. Okay, we are in a tier 5 match. We lucked out, so let's see what we can do here. This is today a replay. I still haven't figured out the crashes on my Bandicam program. It might have to do something with the overlays, so I will try not to do to use those when recording. I just use my second screen to see if it's recording or not. And I noticed that gun sound in the KV-1 is pretty loud. So I just tried it out of the tank. That is a lot less loud, but I like it that it is so loud in the tank. It's a tad more realistic. And if you have a nice big gun, that it's way more satisfying. So far it's looking pretty good already. They already lost 2 of their tier 5 heavies, and we are in pretty good shape. So I will just move in and see if anything shows up. I also know that the rail tracks themselves aren't physical objects. So I can just shoot through them. Which helped me a great deal in that situation. No one else is visible at the moment. I was looking if someone is there going for the hill, but then a wild KV-1 appeared. I just shoot one and hope he's still there, but he wasn't. So let's give that another shot. Which worked out way better. Thank you for showing me the side of your turret. And another victim.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Sadly, he was shot down to 2 HP before he died. Before my shot hit him and he died. Ah well. Better a kill than just hitting the wreck. And another victim. I should have pulled the trigger earlier, but it's not like he's going to run away with his tracks damaged. No, he's going nowhere. And I was about to ask the SU-85B driver to be a little bit more mature, but I refrain from it. Probably one of those guys who won't listen anyway. So yeah, 9-6. Could still turn around, but spoiler, it won't. Yeah, I noticed the KV-1 actually has a pretty good gun impression.
They're knocked out.
I shoot at the Churchill trying to remove the big enemy tank first, so that he doesn't kill anything. And then it's just a turkey shoot.
Enemy armor is destroyed. They're knocked out.
And another one. So far I didn't even take one single hit. that was just absorbed by the tracks. And there's my first hit, but that also didn't do much. VK is capping, and while I'm all for cap wins, as I said before, this looks rather unnecessary. So I just thought he's probably in A0 sitting there. And even the Matilda confirms it. And by then they capped and the match is over. So let's see, we got 2,400 XP, 30,000 credits, 802 base XP, that's okay, 1,500 damage, that is pretty good, puts us around 400 damage above the next player, which was the Matilda Black Prince actually. 24 shots fired, at least 12 penetrating hits, that is pretty decent, and 27,000 credits when you count out repair and ammunition. So, KV1, pretty decent tank. And since we had such a good run, let's just do another, see how it goes. We got into a tier 7 match, so let's see how that goes. It's at least I won't deciding the outcome of the match per se. That's up to all the ISs and KV3s. Let's skip the waiting. And so far on that map, I didn't really find the best path for me yet. I enjoy the right route over there when I'm in a tank destroyer. In a heavy tank I normally would go to the city, but since there are tier 7s there, I'm kinda afraid I'm getting too shot there. So, let's go this way. This one's not moving, this one's not moving. What is it? Away from keyboard day? I don't like that. And we are pretty alone here even. Not good. Basically everyone in the city. Do they have something that can rush us here? E25 maybe. Lonely Tiger. I like that one. An AMX with a Mark of Honor. Don't think I can do much good here. There even is an IS. Okay. Now we have a problem. Let's give the team a hint and run for our lives at the same time. What is an FDP? I don't even want to know, it's probably something very insulting. So, can snipe. If I go up there, I will meet the E25 face to face. I'm feeling like I'm running for my life already. We'll probably come to a cap versus cap situation if it goes on like this. So I will stay in the city or somewhere around the edge of the map. See if either they circle around and kill them all, or they are going to cap, and then I will be sitting somewhere and trying to decap. That sounds reasonable. 4 or 5 of them died already. That is a good thing. If it goes on like this, this will be a very boring match. But you will then not know, since I will probably not include that in my video. Map without a match without a single shot fired. Meh. Oh, and a shot fired. Oh, Tiger. This Tiger one. Premium shell time.
Penetrate their armor.
Let's see if we can get some damage in. Oh, we are tracked.
We didn't even scratch
Yeah,
them.
even with premium we can't get through the IS. What do we got? 161 penetration. Also, it's not just IS, it's also a distance of 420 meters. Okay, that won't work. I have to admit I don't know the turret's armor of the IS out of my head, so I was probably wasting a lot of money there. We will give it some more try with the normal armor, maybe we get lucky. And of course, E25 complaining. Someone's always complaining. But he did 3 kills, so might have gone better for him. Aha, so you're shooting me. I see. Let me shoot back at you.
Gotcha.
You bounce, I don't. You're dead, I'm not. So, tier 7 match, and we didn't do that bad. Let's see. Mastery badge 3rd class. That is fairly normal these days. Fire for effect. That is also pretty easy to get. So we made it. Middle class. Yeah. A mere 800 damage. 6 shots penetrated. Due to all the premium ammo I fired, I just made a win of 923. But that's it for today, folks. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow with tier 6. You have a nice day. Bye bye.